My name's Ed Teal, and we are sitting on a 1970s sectional at Ed's Garage and Tap Room. It's the front of the house for York County Cider, where we do all our production, packaging, distribution.
And how long have you been here?
We've been in this location for 6 months right now, and before that we were at a smaller location here in Fredericton for about a little over a year and a half. And we just needed more space, so we got this building.
Can you tell me a little bit about how the cidery came to be and some of the flavor behind it?
Sure. I'm a long-time cider drinker. I've been drinking ciders for 30 years or more now, and I've been making cider on a small scale. Probably since 1991 was my first batch of cider. So long-time cider lover. I was in the UK in 2012, and I saw how much cider had increased in popularity there. It was already the world's biggest cider market, and I could see it had taken a big uptake since I'd last been there. I thought, this might follow to North America, and it did. So we started talking about it and laid some of the ideas down, but we had to delay them for some family reasons till 2015. So that's when we got all the paperwork started and licensing. And 2016, we opened the doors and started pouring.
Can you tell me a little bit about the area and what it means to be in Fredericton and New Brunswick and the cider group here?
It's actually pretty good to make cider here in Fredericton. We're in a really great natural apple growing region, so we do get a little bit of juice from around here, and the rest of it we source from some other apple regions here in the province. Fredericton is just an exceptional spot for our customer base. Fredericton has been really welcoming to new ideas and new products. The craft beer scene here in Fredericton is the strongest in Eastern Canada, stronger than any place except you have to go to Montreal to get a bit more vibrant craft beer scene. So that kind of people, or those kind of people, are really welcoming to our ciders we're finding.
You mentioned that heading over to the UK, you really got an interest and you came back in 2015 and got things sort of started up. Has there been a boom here since then? And have you seen more cideries come on the market, or has there just sort of been a steadiness that's been around?
We were sort of in the second wave. I guess a couple cideries had started here probably around 2014. There was two. One was farm-based and one was in sort of an urban cidery, and then there was a couple more that followed just before we were opened as well, and then there's been one or two since us, so we're sort of caught right around the middle.
Is there what's really the appetite for it here? You obviously, beer is sort of, in the craft beer scene, is really the big thing. Is cider paralleling that and continuing to grow, and you're seeing new markets emerge?
I would say cider's growing even faster than the craft beer scene. We started from a much smaller base, so it's easy to have double-digit growth every year when you start very small. Here in Fredericton, I think we have a large university student population that comes in, and they're especially, that demographic is really taking to cider more than older people. So that's a big boost for our industry. We're finding there's also some people coming to it from an alternative to beer. They find they didn't like beer, so they're drinking light beers or the plainest lager. And then they're having a cider and realizing, wow, I really enjoy this. Has a bigger, more pleasant flavor. If I'm going to have a drink, I'd much rather have a cider. So we're stealing some of that light beer drinker crowd, as well as sort of the new sort of hipster sort of cider drinker crowd.
Can you tell me a little bit about the facility here and what it is that you're actually producing on site?
Well, we do all our fermentation and packaging here on site. We have our capacity is about just under 12,000 liters a month now, and we're increasing our bottling and carbonating system literally as we speak. Two bright tanks, which are our carbonation tanks, should have left the warehouse in Oregon today to start their way here. We have a really nice tap room, sort of gets us to showcase a lot of products that don't get into our bottle or keg stream. We did a ginger pink lemonade a couple weeks ago, a very tart but funky kind of cider. and it was a huge hit. But we wouldn't do that in a bottle, kind of thing. So we get to have more fun with that. We also get to have the interaction face to face with our customers, get feedback. Oh, I really like this, or have you guys thought about that? So that's been really valuable to us as well. And I mean, the rewarding interaction with the customers, we get to hear all kinds of things. They took our cider to their cottage in Ontario, or they have family visiting from another part of the country and they bring them here, or we've even had people UK visitors in Fredericton be brought here. Just really, it's been a great experience.
How far does your organization reach, and where are people able to get some of the products, if not from right here?
We're pretty much only available in New Brunswick. We do have a full distribution across the province, top to bottom, left to right sort of thing. We have sent a little bit of product down to Halifax in Nova Scotia, and we leave at Dark 100 Friday morning for another little sales mission to Halifax. There's a big cider festival on Saturday in Halifax, and we'll be part of that. So we're combining that with the sales call mission.
Are you seeing those types of things, the festivals, the gatherings, and so on, growing more as a cider focus?
They are. It's a little difficult here with our smaller population. We often get lumped in with beer or wine. We've had 2 cider festivals, but there wasn't one last year, and we're trying to get one organized for this year still. It's a little hard to get it up and running because we've got so much going on our own. So we're working with one of the beer festival organizers. We're trying to get something for September this year here. They are a great event, and they do showcase cider to people who sometimes only think there's an Angry Orchard in the stores.
Do you offer a mail or online purchase service, or is it really just here out of the shop?
Pretty much it's out of our shop or through the New Brunswick liquor store system. We're hoping to be in the grocery stores in the next few weeks sometime, but we're waiting for the green light from the distributor for that.
And tell me a little bit about the product offerings that you have. How did you get started, and where does some of the creativity come from it?
Well, we started with a fairly traditional lineup. We did a dry and a semi-dry, a ginger, a hopped, and a blueberry one, because blueberry's a big thing in New Brunswick. So that was sort of our offering. They tended to be on the drier side, a little bit tart. But this year especially, last year we started, but this year we've expanded. We're doing a bunch of other sort of more creative flavors. We're doing the ginger pink lemonade I mentioned. We do a hopped pineapple, which is still on the dry side, but has a great flavor and really well received. We've launched a new sweeter cider, a sweeter flavored cider, which I never thought we would have made. It's a strawberry lime, and it's our biggest seller right now. It's not as sweet as it sounds. The lime sort of cuts the sweetness. I think it's really appealing to people, but it's not what I ever dreamed of we would make as a cider. And we're doing other things. We do one-offs. We've got a list of about 20 on the board we'd like to do this summer. A blueberry fog with some Earl Grey tea in our blueberry cider. A cranberry be really popular. We've had requests for cranberry. We did a smoky maple back in February that was really popular, so we'll do that again. The ideas just keep coming. I don't know where they come from.
Do you get the chance to put it all together? Do you have a team that sort of works on it all?
We have a team. Right now, there's me, who sort of started all this mess, and we have 3 permanent full-time, 1 full-time seasonal, and we have 3 part-time staff as well who work mostly at the front of the house.
I guess why don't we take a quick little walk and tour, and you can tell me a little bit about some of the things that we'll have photos for in the background here. So you're located on sort of the main strip, not necessarily in the downtown area of the city. Is there a reason why you chose the area here?
We lucked into the building. It's a big building. We have lots of room for growth. Was one reason, but then it's on the busiest street in Fredericton, actually. It's not in the downtown core, but it's a very busy street, lots of street traffic, and it's in an area that is underserved as far as a place for people to go and gather. So it's worked out really well for us.
You can lead the way and show us where we're going and tell us a little bit about it.
All right, well, we're standing in the middle of the tap room now. We have 20 taps, 10 are cider right now, 4 local craft beers, and 6 are ones that we're going to grow into over the next few weeks. We'll bring on 2 or 3 more ciders and 2 or 3 more beers. We have we offer wine and soft drinks as well. So now at the end of the bar we have our turntable and our vinyl selection. So that's the only music we have here, unless we have a live band or something like that. So we let the customers flip through the vinyl and they'll choose what they want to hear. Occasionally we have to hide the ABBA album, but other than that, it's usually a pretty good time. We get some people playing some interesting selections.
And then we can see through the windows here, you've got where your production services and so on happen.
Sure. Yeah, we've got 14,000 liter fermenters in that room. And one side, there's 7 of them named for the 7 deadly sins, and the other side is named for the 7 virtues.
Very, very neat. The patio is out front, and it holds a handful of people as well as inside. What's your capacity?
We can put 60 on the deck and 70 in the bar. So pretty good capacity. I don't think we've had more than 60 in the bar yet, though.
Maybe not quite yet, but it's so nice outside of late. At least for here today, I can see why there'd be a large gathering out there.
Yeah,
so
it won't be long, yes.
Is there anything else you wanted to touch on?
Sure. We have we're doing local art shows as well. We've had this is our second show. We bring local artists' work in and we put it up on the walls. And sometimes they sell and sometimes they don't, but it's kind of nice just to showcase what local people are doing as well.
And do you have a strong community connection with different groups?
I think we do, yeah. We sponsor, we're one of the sponsors of a really big music festival here in the area, Folly Fest. We're a drop-off collection point for a charity that collects items for the women's shelter and things like that. We're trying to encourage local people to come play music. We have an open mic on Sunday afternoons. Trying to think what else there is. Anyway, that's what I can think of off the top of my head. But we support lots of local causes. We donate to fundraisers, or we take part in events that are fundraisers for the Rotary Club and so on.
And if people want more information, where do they go to get it?
We have a website that sort of works, but the best way to reach us is social media. We have a really good Facebook connection and Instagram we use a lot as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome. I love it.